Hey, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes Roll. Yes, it's the floating head back. Oh well, we'll do what we have to do. Okay, current blood sugar sitting at 6.9, fully calibrated. Last night was okay, had a couple of corrections. Otherwise, my basal held me. And this morning, right there, I don't know if you can sort of see it or not, but right there, I did a blood sugar and I was actually lower by a few points than what it said here. So 6.9, fully calibrated. This is probably one of the last times I'll have to calibrate because the next pump I'm on, not pump, sorry, I'm starting a new transmitter tomorrow, and I will be able to go without calibrating daily. That's our hope. We're going to see how it works, and I'll let you know. So, looking pretty good. Everything's all in all. Time in range, 96%. While it's not that 100%, 96 is still good. 1% above 96 within range. Remember, the lowest point is 70, so 96 is good. Now this I have to work on a bit today. But you see, you bring this down, this number starts to come down. So average sugar is actually 6.7, which, look, I'm 6.9. So I'm really just upon the average. Looking good. So today, I'd like to talk about how people assume you're wrong. And people, I mean doctors, nurses, all assume that you are wrong with your diabetes. And you've done everything wrong. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Hi, we're back. I don't know how frustrating you find it. I know I find it immensely frustrating when I go into an emergency, into a clinic for help or for learning, and the first thing you're met with is, oh, you're wrong. We have to use our machine because our machine's perfect. Your machine, we can't verify. Why can't you verify it? You're going to do blood tests anyway. So they'll be able to see what my blood sugar says. But no, their machines are always right. Now, if you're totally unsure about how you're doing your blood sugars, well, that's something different. I have 47, a little under 47, maybe 37 years of doing blood sugars now. I know how to do a blood sugar. And in fact, the most they could say was that I needed to go around the edge to get my blood sugar. But I just hate assuming that, oh, you're wrong, we have to do it all. What that ends up doing is your diabetic is sitting there twiddling their thumbs. They have no input, excuse me, into the plan that is going to be part of their life. Nope, here, this is how you do it all, and boom, you're out the door. That's not helping the diabetic. Last time I went to emergency, I was taken into emergency, and they knew that I was part of this facility. It wasn't Mission. Let's get that straight out. It wasn't Mission Hospital. I had to travel a fair distance to this hospital, and I was wheeled in, and the nurse says, well, I don't know why you just don't let the nurses do it. You're such the problem. The nurses should control all your diabetes. And I just looked at her and I said, what does that do for me? Well, your blood sugars will be perfect all the time. And I said, why? They haven't been perfect for years. What makes you think just because the nurses do it, it's going to be perfect? Well, we're trained. You're not. What was all those classes I sat through? What was all those being observed on doing finger pokes just to be told you're wrong? There's different ways of approaching it. Going in to an emergency or a clinic setting, and the person you're working with being a doctor or a nurse saying, okay, let's just see how your technique is. Okay? And we'll test our technique against yours. That's a more positive way than saying, oh no, you're wrong. We're the higher trained. We know what we're doing. It's kind of like, well, I have to live with this every single day. Nothing I've been doing is right. It's when you're out there, you're living by the information you're getting off your pump, off your glucometer. Those are the readings. You can't run up to emergency all the time and say, can you verify my blood sugars? And some take it so far that if you're out, let's say, I'm showing 7.1 now, and let's say it comes out, their machine comes out at 7, and you're 7.1. See, your machine's wrong. The hell it's wrong. You're rating apples and oranges, two different machines. If we come in pretty well within that figure, 10% is usually a norm. But no, they want you to feel, oh, you can't do anything right. That's not a great way to build trust with your diabetic. I know a lot of times, as an older diabetic, we get very ornery about our treatments and how we've done it right. But just saying, oh, well, your glucometer is trash. Ours are the best. And you should give us total control over your diabetes. I mean, I met it here. The first thing when I got here was, after making arrangements beforehand with the doctor, a note from my doctor, when I got here, I was told by the patient coordinator that oh, we'll get you off the pump, we'll put you back on shots. And we said, my power of attorney and I said, no, that's not the agreement. The pump is giving the best control I have. So remember, for nurses and doctors, we have experience as well. And don't necessarily sitting here being a newbie. If you have a brand new person who just comes in, okay, you can go step by step. Another point, if you go into the hospital for an undiabetes related issue, I know it's hard to find an undiabetes related issue, but if you end up in there, ask if you can control your own blood sugars. I do that here. Yeah, we've had a few bumps in the road, but controlling your own gives you a sense of purpose. And people who don't know you are trying to give you treatment can be a little hairy at times. I'm not saying they're all wrong. They can find errors in what you're doing and help you correct it. We are, for years, the medical professional were promoting us as independent diabetics. And there are an awful lot of doctors and nurses out there who want to take us back. I'm not happy with that. How about this? If you go in and you have your glucometer when you go in, do a blood sugar the same time as they do theirs. If you get the same reading, then I like to do my blood sugars. I will do them, tell you the results. Look, we matched here. If you're way off, okay, maybe your pump needs to be corrected or your glucometer needs to be tested again. That's fine. But just assuming that your blood sugars are correct and ours are always wrong is infuriating. You've got to take a step back and look at it from a patient's viewpoint. We are always asked to take a look at, well, they see so many diabetics all the time, and most of the time their stuff is wrong. Well, why is it wrong? I take responsibility for my diabetes. I'm not the greatest diabetic out there. We all know that, because if you watch my check-ins, you can see that. But the techniques down of changing my pump site, keeping I can't show you that right now. Keeping my blood sugars within reason, all work. So why am I always being second guessed? That's pretty well saying, well, we should lock up all diabetics because we don't know what we're doing. Our technique is totally wrong. All our equipment is wrong. if they're so sure about their little glucometers, we should just follow in their footsteps and they will get everything right because they don't listen to the patient. They just do whatever they want. I'm sorry, I don't believe that. As diabetics, there may be something wrong in a technique. Will teach us. Don't just assume that you know everything and we don't. We have to live day to day with this disease. So don't tell us you're just wrong. All your equipment is garbage. Ours is superior. Think about it. Ask if you go in for any non-diabetes related, or even if you are diabetes related, ask if you can do your blood sugars. Test it against theirs, that's fine once. But once they see your technique, move it right along. Don't be told, oh, because your equipment is garbage and ours is the best. What is that doing for your self-esteem as a diabetic? Oh, well, I might as well not do anything because I won't get the perfect blood sugars like the hospital does. I don't want to go and be rushing to the hospital every 5 minutes. So take responsibility for your blood sugars. Learn how to do your blood sugars correctly. Test once and then say, I'll take care of testing for now. It's probably the best for both of it. They can see how you're doing, and once they make corrections, because the whole point of going into the hospital, if you're going in for diabetes related issues, you need to be recalibrated. You're having problems maintaining blood sugars, is all to keep yourselves in a state of normal blood sugars. So you can't take away the hospital's glucometer, so why are we just relying on yours all the time? Test your skills, and if you come in with 10%, say, you know what, I would like to take care of the blood sugars here, and you take responsibility. The whole point of you being in that hospital is to maybe go over your treatment plans, or it could be another issue. If it's another issue not related to your diabetes, why should we have to sit there and all the time do everything and then be thrown out into the real world? It just doesn't make sense. That's my topic for today. My next vlog topic will be Hey, it's Mike. I want you to tune in tomorrow for our next exciting video on insulin demands. And why do we see so much different demands? We'd like you to tune in tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific time, So, like to see you then. Have a great day and see you next time. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.